Sometimes you were just in the mood for some comfort food, and today is that kind of day for me. I am feeling like a meatballs and pasta kind of vibe, except tiny little pickle. I am not currently consuming animal protein, so I have the genius idea to make a plant-based meatball, a Pete ball, if you will. That's actually funny. So my genius is to make these meatballs out of mushrooms. I think it's gonna work. We're going to throw it together and just get creative in the kitchen, and it's gonna be a thing. So to make our meatballs, I'm thinking that we're gonna go in with some nice fresh herbs, some seasonings, and some things to give it some bulk and texture, right? Right. So here's what we're working with. We have some mushrooms, some salt, Italian seasoning, oregano, crushed red pepper flakes, and some fennel seed, which is gonna give it that like sausagey flavor. Oh, I love it. A little bit of lemon juice. We have some walnuts for some crunch and some texture. Oats, quinoa, parsley, red onion, some basil, garlic, lemon peel, and a little bit of oat flour. So the oats are really going to help to bind everything together. They're gonna absorb that moisture. So we're gonna throw all of our ingredients into our food processor, give everything a really good pulse. So we want it to come together and be like teeny tiny pieces, but we don't want like mushy baby food. You know what I mean? Like this is not a puree, not a puree. So I think the best approach here is I'm gonna start and do like half the ingredients because we don't want to bog her down and then have like everything at the bottom, the perfect texture, and everything at the top is still like big chunks. We don't want that. So I think I'm gonna start with like half of everything. We'll do 2 batches, so let's go. So we're going to pulse, we'll stop, scrape everything down with our spatula, and then we'll keep going until everything reaches the correct texture, and then we're moving on. All right, so this is pretty perfect. So you can see there's still plenty of texture in here. So we still have plenty of texture in here. You can see the mushrooms broke down nicely. You can see the quinoa in there, the walnuts, the oats. We are cruising. So what we're gonna do now is cover this. This is gonna go in the refrigerator overnight, and that's gonna allow all of the flavors to come together and really marry and become friendly. And most important is that the oats and the oat flour is gonna hydrate and absorb some of that moisture so that we don't have a mushy meatball. We want to mimic as much as we can the texture of a real meatball because that's what we're in the mood for. So my craving is gonna have to wait until tomorrow, but it's gonna be well worth it. So hasta mañana. It's the next day, and I cannot tell you how excited I am to make these meatballs, throw them in the oven, and get to eating because I'm hungry. So it looks like everything hydrated really well. I'm super happy with how this turned out. So it's definitely still pretty moist. It's a little more moist than I was hoping it would be. So I'm going to add some more oats to this. And this is the beauty of being creative in the kitchen and just creating your own recipe. You just play with it, you know? You figure out what works, what doesn't work. Our oven is preheating right now to 375 degrees, so let's get our little meatballs formed up. So I'm gonna use a 1/4 cup measuring cup, and then I'm going to use my hands to form them. Like, look at how delicious. Oh my God. Do I actually even need to form these guys? Oh, I don't think I do. Oh, she's so cute. I love it. I love it. Okay, we're gonna keep going. Our meatballs are done, and I don't mean done like they're done cooking, because if they were, my face would be in this pan. They are done being formed, and they look so cute. So we have 12. I had to count that out. We have 12 on the sheet proper, and then we have this like one little guy who was left over in the bowl, and we couldn't say goodbye to him, so we're gonna cook him up as well. So we do have a total of 13. So I'm gonna get these guys in the oven, and they're gonna cook for 25 minutes at 375 degrees, and then we're gonna move on to the next part, which brings us that much closer to stuffing our faces. Let's go. So next up, what we're gonna do is we're gonna make our marinara sauce. So you can absolutely buy this in a jar. Do not feel pressure to make it yourself. There are some jarred varieties that I absolutely love, but I seriously just love making it myself the absolute most. I have 2 cans of the peeled whole tomatoes, which it's my favorite way to go. We have some pink Himalayan salt, some oregano, Italian seasoning, fresh basil, some garlic, maple syrup, and lemon juice. So let's get everything in here, and then we're on to the last phase, and I'm so excited. So let's give it a little taste. That is good. So I'm gonna start by putting a small layer of the marinara at the bottom of my casserole dish, and then we're going to move the meatballs into here and then top them and bake them, and oh the frickin' goodness. Let's do this. I'm gonna try to be real careful because no one needs to wear marinara today. We're just gonna make sure everybody is nice and covered up. So we're ready to go. I'm gonna throw this little baby in the oven at 375 degrees, and it's gonna cook for about 25 minutes or until it's nice and bubbly all around the edges. And then it is time to plate and eat, and I'm so happy. So let's get this guy in the oven. Look at the bubble. Let's scoop up a meatball. Look at that. Oh my God, it looks so good. We're all plated up, and it is time for my absolute favorite part, and it is the taste test. So let's dig in to this spaghetti and meatball situation. And I'm so happy. I'm so happy. Just, oh my God, the smell. If I could waft this over to your beautiful little nose, I would do it. I would do it. So let's take a bite of our meatball with the marinara, and you know, the pasta, she can wait, but the meatball. Oh my God, that's so good. That is so good. Oh my God. It tastes amazing. I love the texture. It's like super moist on the inside. It is perfect. There's the fennel, which I distinctly taste, which gives it that like sausage, that pork sausage kind of flavor. I taste the crushed red pepper, the garlic, the basil, like, oh my God, it is so good. It is so good. Let me show you what the inside of this meatball looks like, so you can see what I mean. Like, it is giving meat. It's giving meat. So this is our meatball. Oh, it's giving. You can see the fennel seed right here. It's so easy to just break into and break apart. Look at that. The suspense. The suspense.
I had to chew. It was giving a lot of meat flavor. Meat. meat texture and flavor.
Oh, it's giving meat texture and meat flavor. You heard it here first. He is a carnivore through and through. This is so delicious. I am so excited that it turned out well. I mean, this is not a finished recipe by any means. We are just playing around with it and seeing if it's something that we like, and we do not like, but we sure as hell do love. We love it. I really hope that you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please make sure that you like, subscribe, and you click that notification bell, because all of that really supports my channel and it means the world to me. Mwah! I'm off to eat. That feels good. And cut.